Good morning to you. It is a new year. It is 2023. It is January the 2nd. Today is Monday. Some of y'all are off today. Some of you are not. Those that are not off today, um, good morning to you. You'll get through today. I mean, if you got through last week, you'll get through today. Um, but good morning. And this year is your year to receive. And I want you to claim that part. I mean, you can claim whatever you want, but I want you to claim that part. Like, assume that responsibility. Let me put the caption up because I want to have this open dialogue. Like, are you willing to receive in 2023? That's an open question to you. And that is a question that you can answer, or that's something that you can begin to examine for yourself. Like, are you willing to receive in 2023? That receiving is whatever it is that you feel that needs to be received. Whatever it is that you feel that you need to assume, whatever it is that you have acknowledged that I work towards, and I should be able to take on those things that I am responsible in receiving. Good morning, Queenie. Long time no see. How has your year been so far? I pray that you closed out 2022 and in preparation for a strong 2023. What you receive in 2023 is completely up to you. How you receive it, how you go about receiving it, the things that you have allowed yourself last year in preparation for your this year, whatever it is all a self-examination and to allow yourself to be ready to take on and take hold of those things that you feel is yours. What you feel is yours. All right, so I do not want to get on long because today is kind of long, but not really. There's a lot of information that we're going to be putting out, well, that I'm going to be putting out there, and and I hope that you receive it. Again, as you see the question right here, right there. Are you willing? Like that. Are you willing to receive in 2023? That's your open dialogue question for you. All right, so let's go ahead and jump 2 feet into it. Um, will you receive in 2023? Will you receive in 2023? Before we start, what I want you to do, like always, let me go back because I don't want to start off not how we start. I always start in a spirit of gratitude. I always start in a spirit of appreciation. And I always want to stay that way because we do so many things in our natural lives and do so many things in our lives, period, where there is a lack of appreciation or a lack of whatever it is for you. I mean, I can't say, there are people that don't get thank yous all day or appreciations all day. So I want to start that way. I'll start your morning with thank yous, and I'll start your morning with appreciation. So I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Today is your day. This year is your year. This week is your week. What you're gonna do in the other 51 weeks, it starts in how and what you do today. I'm going to say that again. What you do in the other 51 weeks starts how and what you do this week. There are 52 weeks in a year. What are you going to do in preparation for the other 51 this week? I mean, that's a real question. It's probably an honest question that only you should be able to answer, not me. All I can do is give you the opportunity to be honest and transparent and not to be negligent to your own gifts that you don't actually be able to process them, to work them out, to work them through, whatever it is that you seek to accomplish. Whatever you do this week, allow it to be the catapult in preparation for the other 51 weeks of the year. There's 52 if you didn't know. So put the word receive in the chat. And what I also want you to take this live and share it into your news feed, or take this live and share it into a group, and just put the word done into the chat, because we're going to be accountable for ourselves this year. We're going to be accountable for ourselves, not just this week, but we are going to step into whatever it is that is new for you, whatever it is that is going to be new for you. You have to be willing to what? Receive. You have to be willing to receive it. Good morning, Ms. Antoinette. You have to be willing to receive. All right, so let's just go. All right, for those that may be new to the platform, if not, I appreciate you for coming back. If you are, I just thank you for just being able to tap into the space in the morning. We're here every weekday morning, Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. Now, this is purposeful listening. I'll coin that. Purposeful listening. Listening for a purpose for you to receive something out of it. I don't care if it's one thing that I've done. And if you received it, then therefore you have received from a purposeful listening experience. So you're going to get definitions of words. You're going to get the etymology of words. And within the definition, it may be inverted. It will be either white over red or red over white. White over red means pay attention to the words that are in white. Red over white means pay attention to the words that are in red. Simple rules. I'll say it every day, so you'll get the hang of it. And this is an interactive platform. The things that you see, if there is a definition that you see that resonates with you, go ahead and put it inside the chat. Put how you see it, because a lot of times people come back and they look at, like you do. They look at what's going on in the comments, and then sometimes they communicate within the comments itself. All right. So the very first definition of the word receive, it says meet or have to withstand. Meet or have to withstand. And the definition that I want you to the inversion that I want you to pay attention to is white over red. White over red is have to withstand. That's like, are you prepared to receive what it is that ultimately you have worked for? If not, then maybe you have to go back to the drawing board and start working some more, because there are some things you're going to have to withstand, because it's not going to come easy. I'm sure you heard it before. If it was easy, everybody would be able to do it. Yeah, I've heard it before, and I'm sure you have too. And that statement is so simple, but yet there is a level of accountability that comes along with that statement. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But because it is not easy, there are some things that you're going to have to withstand. But to be able to receive, there is a level of withstand that you have to have. Right? It's not always hard, just like it's not always easy. Withstanding some things is not always going to be successful. But as long as you know that there are some things that you're going to have to withstand, that's where the perseverance come in at. That's where the endurance and the stamina come in at. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. But are you really ready to commit to what comes along with that? Are you really ready to pay more taxes that comes along with that? Are you really ready to have more people ask you for more stuff that comes along with that? Are you really ready to ensure that you're able to have some sort of sustainment in order for you to make that over and over again? It's not just about the money. There are some things that comes along with it, but are you ready to withstand it? Or are you just, I want to receive it, but you're not ready to withstand the things that come with it? All right, I'll leave that alone. And the next definition is provide space or accommodation for. Provide space or accommodation for. And I can kind of flip this both ways, but I'll go with red over white. So red over white says accommodations for. So if you're willing to want to receive something, you're going to have to make some sort of accommodations. Why? Let me tell you what comes with the word accommodation. There are some other hard words that come with accommodation. Accommodation, it sounds easy, But within the fabric of accommodation, there is something that is called sacrifice. You want to receive and you want someone to make accommodations for you, but you are not willing to sacrifice in order for you to learn the things that need to be learned in order for you to what? In order for you to receive. You want everybody to make accommodations for you, but you're not even willing to make accommodations for yourself. You're not willing to make accommodations for how you learn. Good morning, Miss Nicola. Like, there are levels of accommodation, but are you willing to do it? You want other people to provide you with space, but you don't even do nothing with the space that you're in right now. That may be a hard one. So now I flipped it white over red. You want people to provide you with space and give me room, allow me my space, but you don't do anything with the space that you have for yourself. You want the accommodations, but you can't even accommodate the natural, or you cannot even accommodate the gifts that you have. What are you doing with the space provided? What are you doing when you're in those moments that you need to accommodate for you? You need to sacrifice to you. Are you continuing to hit the snooze button, but you want people to accommodate while you late? You want people to accommodate while you late for work. You want people to provide you space to learn, but you don't go and seek out information for yourself, but you want to receive it. That's the good thing. Oh, I'm ready to receive, but you're not ready to give. Oh, I'm ready to receive, but you're not ready to learn. Oh, I'm ready to receive, but you're not willing to sacrifice what it takes in order for you to get there. Oh, I'm ready to receive, but you can't withstand the suffering that comes along with the receiving in order for you to get ultimately what it is that you are providing for yourself. I'm going to leave that alone. That can go so deep and get flipped in so many different ways. All right, so the next definition of receive. Oh, this one's a good one, and I want you to pay attention to this one. I want you to pay attention to this one real. This kind of goes into the first definition of have to withstand. So you have receive, and you have, in the definition of receive, it's suffer, it's experience, it's or to be subject to. These are all the things that comes along with the word receive. There is some suffrage that happens when you are able to receive, because the things that you go through on the other side, there are great and many and mighty things. You have suffer, you have experience, or you have subject to. Sometimes you're going to be subject to things that you're going to have to withstand. You're going to have to be subject to some bad experiences. You got too many people that attached feelings to what they receive or why they haven't received it. Because a receive is a actual factual thing. Like, did you receive a good report today? It is either yes or it's either no. If I owe you $500 and I gave you $4.99, did you receive your $500 back? No. I don't care how close you got to it. It is still not what is required of me to give to you. So therefore, there is something that happens when there is receiving that comes along with it. There is an accountability measure that comes along with the act of receiving. Like, take away your option to give up and go get what you deserve to receive. Because if it's important to you, you will find a way to receive it. Like, say it with me. If it's going to be It's up to me. Because there's so many times we put so many things on other people, but we don't want to take or assume what we are required to do in order for us to what? Receive. So if it is going to be, it's up to me. And I think a lot of times we're going to need to change our expectations of receiving. That's if you're ready for that commitment of accountability and making accommodations for you, or providing yourself the space to heal or the space to learn, because you will not receive any healing if you don't provide yourself with the space to heal or accommodate yourself with learning what it is that you could have done in the process, in order for you to understand that if I'm going to receive healing, I must accommodate for the things that I've done. So change your expectations of receiving. Because if you don't change your expectations of receiving, you're going to be pointing the fingers at everybody else, and it's so emotional about why you haven't received this and why you haven't received that, instead of looking at, like, maybe I should have woken up early, or maybe I should have went to bed early, maybe I should have woken up, I should have got up on time. Like, there has to be an accountability measure that comes along with receiving, and stop putting expectations on everybody else on why you should be receiving what you should be receiving. If it's up to me, it will be. And if it's going to be, it's up to me. All right. So the next definition is, we're going into now the etymology. Of course, when we're talking about the etymology, we're talking about the origin and where it came from. Again, every definition that you see, you can always go back and look at it for yourself. You know, for the people that are like, oh, let me see what he's talking about. Well, go look it up. There's nothing about what I say that's not true. There is nothing about what I say that you cannot assume for yourself. So in the etymology of receive, it says old North French, whatever that means, cool. Whatever it don't mean, I don't know. I don't speak French. I'm just giving you the information that I found. All right, so it says in Old North French, it says receiver. Maybe that's right, maybe that's wrong. I don't know. I speak English, in Ebonics, and a little bit of Spanish. Un poquito, I think that's how you say it. Whatever. All right, it says to seize, take hold, to seize, take hold of, pick up, welcome, and accept. So if you want to receive something, you have to go out and get it. You have to seize it. If you want to receive something, you got to take a hold of it. Like, there has to be an accountability measure that you have to do in order for me to take a hold of it. I must assume my responsibility, or I must allow myself to withstand the suffrage, or to understand that the experience that I've gained through the process will allow me to receive what it is that I'm supposed to receive. Again, everything I said just came from definitions. But can you pick yourself up during the process? And are you being accommodating to yourself? Like, can you welcome yourself to perfect peace? Can you welcome yourself to a better living? Can you welcome yourself to a better way of eating? Can you welcome yourself? Like, can you give yourself space to experience the things that you do? Can you push through and withstand the suffrage? Because on the other side of suffrage, there is safety. And even within receiving, the factors of acceptance is all up to you, not anybody else. Like, oh, they don't accept me, but do you accept yourself? Do you accept the things that you could have done last year that you didn't do? Have you reconciled with 2022? That's a harder question. Like, have you reconciled with 2022? Ask yourself that question. Have you reconciled? Because whatever didn't happen. Stop beating yourself up about it. Whatever should have went down that didn't go down, okay, now what? You're going to have to reconcile with it in order for you to make room for you to receive whatever it is that is preparing you to receive that thing. Again, that's completely up to you and how you receive it. So let's go ahead and go into the process of the deep dive. Like I will receive in 2023. Like what's for me will be. And what's for me, I know I have to endure. I know I have to work on. I know that I have to acknowledge. And I know that I have to actually welcome it in. So let's go ahead and in this deep dive. So what I want you to do this year is one, to acknowledge that sometimes we place ceilings uh, on things that should not have ceilings on, right? Take the lid off your man-made ceilings and give yourself room. Take the lid off your emotionally made roofs and make room. Like, allow yourself to do it. Allow yourself to assume those things and those gifts and those rewards. But before you're able to assume those gifts, those rewards, those blessings, you have to take the lid off. That's like somebody said, "Oh, my cup runneth over," but you have a lid on it. It's not going to run it over because there's no room to fill it up with anything else because you have a lid on it. You you want somebody to bless you, but you don't accommodate yourself for the blessing. You don't accommodate the things that it takes in order for you to receive or assume those things that is yours. Take the lid off. Make room for what is supposed to be yours. That's the only way somebody can pour into you. Maybe taking the lid off is you opening your eyes. Maybe taking the lid off is you apologizing. Maybe taking the lid off is you accepting someone's apology. Maybe taking the lid off is you opening up your heart to new experiences and not guarding it not guarding it because of old experiences, but take the lid off because there's no room for you to receive anything because the wall is too high for you to see over. Say it with me. I receive in 2023. That takes work. It takes long suffering that we talked about Friday. It takes some experience. It takes you acknowledging the things that you're subject to. Because with every form of receiving, there is what? There is also a form of giving. Whether it's you giving up time, you giving up meals, you giving up those hard conversations that you didn't want to have, but you want to be so hard, but you're not really to receive freedom because you are working so much on what has actually gotten you to that place to where it has you bound up. Like there will be no locked doors to keep me away from what I know that I'm destined to receive this year. Like you gotta look at it from that place. Like there is no locked door that will keep me away from receiving what I am destined to receive for me. Like besides excellence, greatness is one of the most dominating powers that you can personally be charged with. Like I charge you to walk in your greatness. Again, you got 50 more other weeks, 51 more other weeks. There's 52 weeks in the year. You have 50 more other weeks. So I charge you to walk in your greatness. You're going to have to walk so tough and so hard to where you can be able to say, I'm guilty as charged. I am great because I know that I'm great. I have accommodated for the space of greatness, and I'm guilty as charged. Like, but are you willing to be disciplined enough to fulfill your greatness? Because greatness also takes a level of surrender in order for you to achieve that greatness. But most will say that it takes time to reach greatness. But I would tell you right now, no, it don't. It takes discipline, it takes determination, and it takes a decision. Like those are the 3 D's of greatness. My decisions, my discipline, my determination, and my decisions. I will get me. I mean, your will get you to the door, but those 3 D's will get you to the other side to receive it. So are you willing to risk pushing through your fears, pushing through your doubt, pushing through your pain in order for you to receive? It's like you're going to have to learn how to give power to your future. Like you won't get to where you're going if you do not allow yourself to be ready to receive what comes with it. Because as you've seen within the definition of receive, there's some suffering that comes along with it. There's some experience that comes along with it. There are some things that you are going to be subject to that comes along with it. But until you give power to your future, you have to be willing to receive what comes along with it. Because the things that you're dealt with and experienced with yesterday will actually lead you to your today. And what you do and how you prepare yourself will allow you to receive what is yours tomorrow. But what are you willing to sacrifice today to receive tomorrow? That's like those what they call it, delayed gratification. Like the things that you do right now is preparing you for what it is that you are going to assume to receive for years to come. Like how much did you sacrifice last year to make this year your year to receive? Like that's only a question that you can answer, but it's only a question that you have to be willing to answer. Like how much did I actually put into yesterday that gives me the right and affords me the accommodations to receive today? Again, that's the answer that only comes from a transparent way and only can be assumed from a transparent position. Like, did I put in the work? Did I do everything that I know that I'm supposed to do? Did I apologize to who I was supposed to apologize to? Did I communicate in a way that it allows the sender and the receiver to listen? Did I know what I was doing? If I didn't know what I was doing, let me go back and to learn the things that I know that I need to learn in order for me to action it for tomorrow. You have to be that accountable. You have to be that purpose driven that you have to admit when there is something that you could have done different. Because it's only going to allow you to receive it. Again, we talk about, oh, my gifts will make room for me. But do you even know what your gift is? Have you used your gift? Your gift won't make room for something you don't even have room for. But you want what's supposed to be yours, but you're not doing what is required of you to receive it. Stop carrying around that emotional baggage because it doesn't leave you any room to pick up anything else. Like imagine yourself, I'm sure you've seen it or you the one that done it. When you pick up, like say you go grocery shopping and you put so many bags in your hand, almost to the point to where you're restricting your hand from breathing. Your hand's turning purple. And you think you have room for one more bag. You don't have any more room. There's no more room. You can't reach down and pick anything else up because you're carrying around all that baggage. You're carrying around all that suffrage. You're carrying around all that pain. You can't even speak to yourself because you have so many voices inside of your head that you won't allow yourself to give it room for anything to come that is going to be beneficial to you, because there's so many voices in your head that you won't have room to listen to the blessing. You got to unpack. You got to let some things go. Because if it's going to be, it's up to me. And the same for you. If it's going to be for you, it's up to you. There's some things that you got to drop off in order for you to pick up. And when you assume the responsibility of picking that thing up, assume the power that comes with it. Your determination, your dedication, and your discipline will allow you to become great at what you do. I mean, you're good, but what if you become great? Because the things that you become great at, that's like tapping into your legacy. You're able to forward the information on, or forward the wealth, whether it's intellectual property or even monetary property. But when you become great at it, you then start the legacy building. All right, that's enough. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Good morning, Dr. Jennings. Good morning, Miss Myrie. I appreciate y'all for being here. You got a lot of people that say, oh, this year's my year. You said that last year. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. You said it last year, but you allow the same things that you said last year that you wasn't going to do, but yet you still did it. So what about you change, but you want to holler New Year, Happy New Year, but you're doing the same thing that you did last year. So what's so new about it before the date time group, outside of the date time group? You know how many times you've seen January 2nd? Depend on your age. I'll say me. I'm 46. I've seen January 2nd 46 times. But if January 2nd, 2022 looks like January 2nd, 2021, January 2nd, 2023 looks like January 2nd, 2022, then it's not a new year for me. It's a different time. But when are you going to make it a new year for you? Like, take it a day at a time. If it's you going to bed earlier, cool, whatever. If you drinking more water, yeah, cool, whatever. If it's you working out more, cool, whatever. Stick with it. Like, I had a phone call yesterday. He was like, oh, happy New Year. I said, okay, Happy New Year to you, but I want you to be happy about what you do this year. He was like, oh man, I might have to use that one. I said, that's just the honest way for me to put it. Be happy about what you do this year. And when you're happy about what you do, then you duplicate that process. You find something else that you're happy about doing. That gives you room enough for you to receive. All right, that's enough. Man, I appreciate you, Dr. Jenna. She said last year was great. This year is going to be better. But boy, it started with struggle. I appreciate it. Struggle is necessary for teaching the lessons needed. Indeed. Struggle is the key to open doors. I just made that up. But it is. Struggle is the key to open doors. I put it this way. I mean, it's a weird analogy, but it's true. I'll leave that alone. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Man, I appreciate y'all. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about personal appraisal. I was running on a treadmill and I was listening to something. And they were talking about doing an appraisal. I was like, ooh, I'll talk about that tomorrow. But then receive came up. So we talk about personal appraisal tomorrow. Like, what are you worth? That's your question. What are you worth? How much are you worth? Let's take that personal appraisal. So I see you tomorrow here at Consistency is Currency, your morning podcast of choice. Y'all be blessed. Peace.